Your cucumber plants are making a decision this week, and they're making it quietly. Somewhere along those vines, the plant is deciding whether to spend the rest of the summer pumping out crisp, sweet cucumbers every couple of days, or whether to shut production down early, turn bitter, and collapse into a tangle of yellow leaves by August. The frustrating part? By the time you can see which way things went, the decision was already made weeks earlier. That's why the next 7 days matter so much. I'm Grove, this is Backyard Crops, and in this video I'm walking you through 7 simple jobs that tell your cucumber plants, in a language they actually understand, to keep producing all season long. None of these jobs takes more than a few minutes. One of them takes less than 2. But skip them during this stretch of summer, and you may spend the rest of the season wondering where all your cucumbers went. Stick around for number 1 especially, because it's the single habit that separates gardeners who harvest buckets from gardeners who harvest excuses. And if you're new here, Backyard Crops is all about calm, practical advice for growing more food with less stress. So if that sounds like your kind of gardening, a quick subscribe helps more than you'd think. Let's get into it. Job number 7, clear out the yellow lower leaves. The first thing I'd do if I stood in front of your cucumber patch is look down, not up. Down near the soil line, where the oldest leaves live, you'll almost always find a few that have gone yellow, crispy, or spotted. A lot of gardeners see those leaves and immediately worry the whole plant is failing. Take a breath. In midsummer, some yellowing on the oldest, lowest foliage is completely normal. Those leaves did their work early in the season, and now the plant is redirecting energy toward flowers and fruit. The problem isn't that they turned yellow, the problem is leaving them attached. Those bottom leaves sit closest to damp soil, which is exactly where fungal spores and bacteria hang out. Every time you water, every time it rains, soil splashes up onto that low foliage, and diseases like powdery mildew and angular leaf spot get their first foothold there before creeping upward through the plant. Low leaves also get the worst airflow, so they stay wet the longest after watering, and wet leaves are an open invitation for trouble. So this week, take a clean pair of pruners and remove any leaf that is clearly yellow, badly spotted, or physically touching the ground. That's it. Don't get carried away and strip healthy green foliage, because those leaves are still feeding your future cucumbers. You're just cleaning house at ground level. Drop the removed leaves in the trash or a hot compost pile, not on the soil around the plant, because diseased leaves left in place keep releasing spores right where you don't want them. Here's a small detail worth knowing. Cucumbers are far more sensitive to leaf wetness than people realize. Improving airflow at the base of the plant can shave hours off how long the foliage stays damp each morning, and over a full summer, those hours add up to a real difference in disease pressure. Job number 6, get those vines off the ground. While you're down there removing leaves, you're going to notice something else. Cucumber vines wander. Give them a week of July heat, and they'll sprawl across paths, smother neighboring plants, and lay their developing fruit directly on damp soil. Fruit sitting on the ground develops yellow bellies, curls into odd shapes, gets chewed by slugs and pillbugs, and rots far more often than fruit hanging in the air. If your cucumbers are already on a trellis, this week's job is simple maintenance. Walk the row and gently guide any escaped vines back onto the support. Cucumbers climb using little curling tendrils, and once you place a vine against a trellis, those tendrils usually grab hold within a day or two. For heavier vines carrying fruit, a soft cloth tie or a flexible plant clip gives them extra insurance so a gusty afternoon storm doesn't tear a loaded vine loose. If your plants are sprawling on the ground with no support at all, it's not too late to fix that. A simple A-frame of stakes and netting, a cattle panel arched between 2 beds, even a section of wire fencing pushed into the soil behind the row will work. Lift the vines gently, drape them over the support, and let the tendrils do the rest over the following days. Handle them like you'd handle a garden hose full of water, slow and steady, because cucumber stems crack if you bend them sharply. The payoff for vertical growing is bigger than most people expect. Fruit hangs straight instead of curling, it stays clean, it's dramatically easier to spot at harvest time, and the whole plant dries faster after rain, which circles right back to that disease prevention we just talked about. One small trellis fixes about 4 problems at once. Job number 5. Mulch before the next heat wave, not after. Somewhere in the next couple of weeks, another stretch of brutal heat is coming. It always does. And the difference between cucumber plants that sail through it and plants that wilt, drop flowers, and turn bitter often comes down to what's covering the soil when that heat arrives. Cucumbers are mostly water. Their roots run shallow, and shallow roots live or die by soil moisture in the top few inches. Bare soil on a blazing afternoon can heat up dramatically compared to mulched soil, and it swings from soaked to bone dry in a single day. Those wild, wet-dry cycles stress the plant, and a stressed cucumber plant does two things you won't like. It drops flowers before they become fruit, and it pumps a compound called cucurbitacin into its cucumbers. Cucurbitacin is the stuff that makes cucumbers taste bitter. If you've ever grown a cucumber that tasted like disappointment, uneven watering during a heat wave was probably the culprit. A 2 to 3 inch layer of organic mulch solves most of this. Clean straw, shredded leaves, dried grass clippings from an untreated lawn, or fine bark all work beautifully. Spread it over the entire root zone, but keep it pulled back a couple of inches from the main stem so moisture never sits trapped against the crown of the plant. Do it this week, while the soil underneath still holds decent moisture, because mulch is far better at keeping moisture in than it is at fixing soil that's already baked dry. Gardeners who mulch properly are usually shocked at how much less often they need to water. You're not just protecting the plant, you're buying back your own time in August. A quick word on watering and feeding together. Before we get to the next job, let me group some general advice here, so I'm not repeating it for every single task. Through the heat of summer, cucumbers want deep, consistent water, roughly 1 inch to 1.5 inches per week, delivered at the base of the plant rather than sprayed over the leaves. Morning is the best time, so foliage dries quickly, and no fertilizer, no matter how good, can substitute for consistent moisture. A well-fed plant in dry soil still struggles. Keep that in mind as we talk about feeding, because feeding and watering work as a team, never as replacements for each other. Job number 4, feed for fruit, not foliage. Here's a mistake that quietly steals harvests every single July. A gardener sees their cucumber plant growing fast, figures more fertilizer means more cucumbers, and reaches for the same high nitrogen feed they used in spring. The plant responds exactly the way nitrogen tells it to. It grows leaves. Lots of gorgeous, deep green leaves, and remarkably few cucumbers underneath them. Once a cucumber plant is flowering and setting fruit, its priorities have shifted. It no longer needs encouragement to grow bigger. It needs the raw materials to swell fruit, and that means potassium and phosphorus take center stage. So this week, check the numbers on whatever fertilizer you're using. If the first number, nitrogen, is the biggest one, set it aside for now. A balanced vegetable fertilizer, or better yet, one formulated for tomatoes and fruiting crops with higher potassium, is what your cucumbers want during this stage. Apply it at the recommended rate, and resist the urge to double up. Overfeeding stresses plants just as reliably as underfeeding does, and excess fertilizer salts in hot, dry conditions can burn shallow cucumber roots. A light feeding every 2 to 3 weeks through the harvest season, paired with that consistent watering we just covered, keeps the fruit coming without pushing the plant into leafy overdrive. If you prefer organic options, a side dressing of compost with a little kelp meal or a diluted liquid seaweed feed works nicely and adds trace minerals that support flowering. Simple, steady, boring feeding wins here. The plants don't want drama, they want groceries. Job number 3. Put the pruners down before you go too far. Pruning cucumbers is one of those topics where the internet will happily lead you astray. You'll see videos of people stripping vines nearly bare, claiming more sun means more fruit. On cucumbers, in July, that advice can wreck your harvest. Those big cucumber leaves are doing 3 critical jobs at once. They're the solar panels producing the energy every developing fruit depends on. They're umbrellas, shading tender young cucumbers from harsh afternoon sun that can scald and blister the skin. And they're the plant's air conditioning, cooling the whole vine through transpiration as water evaporates from the leaf surface. Strip too many of them during a hot spell, and you've removed the plant's power supply, its shade, and its cooling system in one afternoon. So what should you prune this week? Only 3 things. Leaves that are clearly yellow, diseased, or damaged, like we covered in Job 7. Any foliage so dense at the base that air can't move through it. And if you're growing on a single-stem trellis system, you can pinch the small side shoots on the lowest foot or so of the vine to keep the base open. That's the whole list. Everything green and healthy above that stays exactly where it is. If your plant looks crowded and jungly at the top, let it be. Crowded and productive beats tidy and sun-scalded every time. Do your light pruning in small sessions, a few leaves per garden visit, and you'll never wake up realizing you accidentally went too far. Job number 2. Read your flowers like a gardener, not a passerby. This one changes how you see your cucumber patch forever. Plenty of people look at cucumber plants and see leaves and fruit. Experienced growers look at the flowers, because the flowers tell you what's coming 2 weeks before it arrives. Cucumbers, unlike tomatoes, produce 2 different kinds of flowers on the same plant. Male flowers sit on thin, straight stems, and they usually show up first and in big numbers. Female flowers are easy to spot once you know the trick. Each one has a tiny miniature cucumber sitting right behind the bloom. That little swelling is your future harvest, but only if pollen makes the trip from a male flower into that female flower, usually carried by bees. So this week, spend 2 minutes reading the flowers. If you see mostly males, don't panic. That's normal early on, and females follow as the plant matures. If you see female flowers, but the baby cucumbers behind them are yellowing and shriveling instead of growing, that's a pollination problem, and you can fix it yourself. On a calm morning, pick a fresh male flower, peel back its petals, and gently dab the pollen-covered center onto the middle of an open female flower. A small artist's paintbrush works too. 10 seconds per flower, and you've done the bee's job. One more thing to know. Extreme heat can cause flowers to drop, or pollination to fail even when bees are active. If a heat wave knocks fruit set back for a week, hold steady. Keep watering, keep the mulch thick, and production almost always rebounds once nights cool slightly. Planting a few flowering herbs like dill or borage near the patch also pulls in more pollinators for the rest of the season. If you're finding these tips useful, by the way, a quick like tells me to make more videos exactly like this one. Job number 1, the 5-minute walk that saves everything. And here we are at the job that matters more than all the others combined. It isn't watering, it isn't feeding, it's paying attention. This week, and every week after, spend 5 unhurried minutes with your cucumber plants. Walk the rows slowly. Flip a few leaves over and look at the undersides, because that's where cucumber beetle eggs, aphid colonies, and the first dusty patches of powdery mildew always appear before you'd ever notice them from a distance. Look at the newest growth at the tips of the vines. Is it perky and green, or pale and hesitant? Press a finger into the soil under the mulch before you water. Check the little fruits behind the female flowers. Then ask yourself one simple question. Does this plant look better than it did 3 days ago, or worse? That single question trains your eye faster than any book. Cucumber problems move fast in summer heat. A couple of striped cucumber beetles become a wilting vine carrying bacterial wilt. One mildewed leaf becomes a whitened plant. A skipped watering becomes a bitter harvest. Caught in the first few days, nearly every one of these problems costs you 2 minutes to fix. Caught 2 weeks late, some of them cost you the whole plant. Commercial greenhouse growers inspect their crops daily for exactly this reason. Early warnings are cheap, and late discoveries are expensive. While you're out there, harvest anything that's ready, even the odd misshapen fruit. Cucumbers left to grow oversized signal the plant that its work is done, and production slows across the entire vine. Picking often is quietly one of the strongest productivity tools you own. So here's your week, laid out simply. Clear the yellow leaves at the base. Lift and secure the vines. Lay down mulch before the heat lands. Switch your feeding toward fruit, not foliage. Prune with a light hand. Read your flowers and hand pollinate if the bees are falling behind. And above all, take that slow 5-minute walk and really look. Individually, each job is small. Together, they're the difference between a cucumber patch that quits in August and one that keeps filling your basket into fall. I'd love to hear which of these 7 you'll tackle first, or which one you'd honestly forgotten about. So leave a comment and share what's happening in your patch, because your experience might be exactly what another grower needs to read. If this helped, a like and a subscribe to Backyard Crops keeps this kind of practical advice coming every week. Until then, happy growing, and I'll meet you out in the garden.